Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the Chicago Bears are in a very interesting position as they approach the start of the regular season. The roster cuts are happening right now, and there's a lot of buzz around how this team is shaping up, especially after a lot of hard work in training camp. The Bears are getting closer and closer to finalizing their 53-man roster, which means some tough decisions had to be made. And I can tell you, these cuts are not just routine. They're a reflection of the team's strategic approach to this season and the direction they want to go. One area that has really grabbed everyone's attention is the running back room. Now, this position has been fiercely contested throughout training camp. You had a handful of talented players fighting for a spot, and naturally, some had to be let go. On Monday, several players received the dreaded news. They wouldn't be part of the Bears' plans anymore. Among those who were cut, one name that stood out was Royce Freeman. This is a guy who, just a few days ago, was brought into the fold after the team showed some interest during camp. Freeman, a veteran with nearly 800 rushing yards in his career, was considered a potential piece for the Bears' running game, especially given his experience and what he could bring to the table. But as we all know in the NFL, talent and fit don't always align perfectly. Despite his impressive resume, Freeman's on-field performance just didn't meet the expectations. During his time with Chicago, he only saw one preseason game, and honestly, the numbers tell the story. He managed just 22 rushing yards on 5 carries, with his longest run being 9 yards. That's not exactly the kind of production that would secure a roster spot in such a competitive environment. And frankly, that single game was one of his few opportunities on the field since joining the team. It's a tough pill to swallow for Freeman, who had been hoping to carve out a role. But the Bears are clearly prioritizing players who can make a more immediate impact. This move, in particular, signals the team's confidence in their other backs. DeAndre Swift, who was acquired to be the lead back, is expected to take on a significant role in the offense. Swift's versatility and explosiveness have been a bright spot in the preseason, and he's seen as the cornerstone of Chicago's rushing attack. Behind him, the depth chart could feature Roscoe Johnson, who impressed many during camp and preseason, along with Kyle Monangai, a young talent with potential, and possibly Travis Homer, who brings special teams experience and some versatility to the mix. It's a solid group, and the Bears seem prepared to ride with it into Week 1 against their opponents. Now, thinking about Freeman's trajectory, it's worth noting that he hasn't recorded a carry in a regular season game since his time with the Los Angeles Rams in 2023. That's a significant gap, especially for a player of his caliber. While it's always tricky to predict the future for NFL players, because the league is as unpredictable as it is competitive, it does seem like Freeman's time in Chicago might have been a brief chapter in his career. Sometimes, a change of scenery or a fresh start can revive a player's fortunes, but right now, the signs point to the fact that Freeman's NFL journey might be hitting a crossroads. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Bears' roster decisions reflect a team that's not just trying to fill spots. They're trying to build something sustainable, something that aligns with their vision for this season and beyond. The leadership, from head coach Matt Eberflus to the front office, has been clear about wanting a balanced attack, solid defense, and a team that can adapt quickly in game situations. Their draft picks, offseason signings, and training camp efforts all point toward a strategic plan that prioritizes youth, versatility, and players who can contribute in multiple ways. And of course, the quarterback situation remains a focal point for fans and analysts alike. Justin Fields, as the franchise quarterback, has shown flashes of brilliance, especially with his mobility and arm strength. The team's offensive line has been a work in progress, but the coaching staff seems confident that with the right protection and game plan, Fields can elevate this offense to new heights. The running game, with Swift leading the charge, will be crucial in opening up the passing lanes and controlling the clock. So, the roster moves, including the cut of Freeman, are all part of a larger puzzle. The Bears are trying to piece together a team capable of competing at the highest level, with the ultimate goal of making a deep playoff run, and who knows, perhaps even contending for that elusive Super Bowl title again. Looking back at the recent history of the Chicago Bears, it's interesting to see how the team has evolved over the years. A franchise with a storied past, including multiple championships, has faced its fair share of ups and downs. The recent seasons have been a mix of rebuilds, coaching changes, and trying to find stability at the quarterback position. Justin Fields' emergence as a potential franchise guy is a big part of this puzzle. The coaching staff and front office are putting a lot of faith in his development, and the roster moves are aimed at surrounding him with the right pieces to succeed. Now, it's not just about the players on the field, it's about the culture that's being built. The Bears want to be a team that's tough, disciplined, and relentless. The roster cuts, including the release of Freeman, reflect a team that's serious about making every spot count. They can't afford to carry players who don't fit the scheme or who don't show the necessary consistency and effort in practice and games. The NFL is brutal like that. Every player on this roster has to earn their spot, and the coaching staff has been clear about that from the start. As we approach Week 1, the excitement among Bears fans is palpable. There's a sense that this team might finally be turning a corner, especially after a busy offseason filled with strategic moves. The addition of Swift, the development of young players like Roscoe Johnson, and the focus on a strong defense give fans hope that this could be a special season. Of course, there's always the element of unpredictability in the NFL. Injuries, unforeseen performances, and game day adjustments can change everything. But what's clear is that the Bears are assembling a roster that's hungry, talented, and ready to compete. And for the fans, that's what matters most. Seeing your team fight hard, play smart, and leave it all on the field is what makes football so exciting. The roster adjustments, including the cut of Freeman, are just a part of that journey. It's about building a team that can withstand the pressures of the season, adapt to whatever challenges come their way, and ultimately, give the fans something to cheer for every Sunday. Now, with the roster shaping up and the season nearly upon us, it's a good time to reflect on what the Bears have accomplished so far and what they aim to achieve this year. The coaching staff's focus on discipline and execution, combined with the talent they've assembled, sets a promising foundation. The players who remain, especially those fighting for spots behind Swift, are motivated to prove they belong. Everyone's eyes are on the upcoming games, and the energy in Hollis Hall is electric. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. Are you excited about the direction this team is heading? Do you believe Swift can carry the load, or are you looking for more from the young players stepping up? Whatever your thoughts, we want to hear them. The season is just around the corner, and every opinion, every prediction, and every piece of support counts. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. Whether it's roster moves, game analysis, or player performances, we'll keep you informed and engaged. Thanks for sticking with us, Bears Nation. Let's get ready for an exciting season ahead.